Factors of production. So I hope you're enjoying the lecture. In the previous chapter, we talked about production, the several aspects of production. Now, what does it take to produce something? What are the things needed for production to occur in the first place? These are the things we call the factors of production. Now, let's look at the factors of production. Well, the first one: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Okay, now let's look at the various aspects. First of all, land. Land does not, we already know what land means. The physical earth where we live on, but it doesn't only mean the surface of the earth. It also means the natural resources and the free gifts of nature available and used in the production process. So land involves the surface of the earth. It also includes the minerals found deep within the surface. Okay, so for commercial activities, one needs to acquire land. Either, let's say you need a warehouse, it needs to be sited on the land. Okay, so land needs to be acquired. So don't think of land just for the farmers, for farming purposes. If you are building a company, an industry, it needs to be sited on a particular land. Okay, land is also useful for agriculture, as crops are grown on the land. Now, outside that, let's look at other importance of land for excavation, erection of building, as we've mentioned, and the reward for land is rent. So you have land. The reward for it when you trade it can be traded in form of rent, and someone pays for it. Then labor. What is labor? Labor may be defined as all human efforts, whether of body or mind, directed to the production of wealth. It is a very important aspect or factor of production. So a farmer needs to get a job done, and he cannot do everything. He needs to hire people to till the soil. He needs to hire someone to help transport the goods he has produced. He needs someone to help him process. Or let's say in manufacturing companies, you need people to help in the manufacturing process and packaging process. So that's labor. Whoever you hire, the person needs to be paid, and the pay comes in form of wages. And that is why we say the reward for labor is wages. Now, labor costs money, number one. Labor has feelings. Now, since you are hiring someone, if you don't treat the person fine, the person will easily walk away or not do the job well. So you need to manage the labor very well, because labor has feelings. Okay, labor is also specialized. Labor, let's divide it now. We have specialized labor or skilled labor, and we have unskilled labor. Now, skilled labor, the person has gone to school and is trained on a particular aspect, let's say in the use of computers or in the use of very complex machinery. Now, that's called skilled labor, because you can't just find anybody along the streets to help you. Now, but unskilled labor is more of activities that are common, let's say in tilling the soil or in a packaging process. Anybody can learn within 2 to 3 hours or even 30 minutes on how to do a particular job, and that's called unskilled labor. Now, people involved in unskilled labors, they are usually paid less, because the activity is common. Anybody can learn the activity within a very short period of time. So it's better to specialize labor. Okay, so labor is also mobile, can move from place to place, unlike land. Land is fixed and cannot be moved from one place to another. So, as we mentioned before, the reward for labor is wages or salary. Now, let's go to capital. What is capital? Capital is money not just money now, also property, machines, and equipment needed to start a business, or invested towards bringing in more wealth. Okay, so capital is not just money. We also look at equipment needed to start a business. Let's say I want to start a photocopy business. I have money, I don't have a photocopier, so money will form part of my capital. I have a generator, so the generator forms part of my capital. Let's say I have my house, I want to use my parlor for the business. My house also forms part of the capital. Okay, so it doesn't just include money. Okay, so capital is man-made, as you already know, and the reward is interest. Once you invest the capital, what you expect from it is interest. Okay, so one other part we also need to look at is the fourth, which is the entrepreneur or the organization. And this is the person that puts together the land, the labor, and also the capital to produce the desired profits. Okay, so it could be an individual, the entrepreneur, or an organization that is running the business. Okay, and also it's very important, he or the organization is a risk bearer. He, the entrepreneur or the organization, provides the capital and is also the decision maker on what's to be produced. He or the organization also ensures that the routine responsibilities of the organization are performed either by himself or herself, or by people appointed to act on his or her behalf. So what are the features of an entrepreneur? As I said before, he brings the capital. Okay, he employs labor. Number two, to employ labor. He determines what to be produced and also determines the direction and control of production. Okay, so these are the various factors of production, and this brings us to the end of the chapter. Now once you click on start quiz and answer all the questions, follow